know you're going to ask me, so I might as well just get to it. Because, having anticipation is something that's important to being a good coach. Not that I think I'm a good coach. But the message that I would send is we won the SEC. We beat the number one team in the country, which everybody thought on the committee was the number one team in the country. And they won 29 straight games. So if we needed to do something to pass the eye test, I guess that probably contributed to it significantly. And if you really want the four best teams to compete, the four most deserving teams that have progressed throughout the season. We're not the same team we were when we played Texas. We're not the same team that when we played South Florida. So I don't think we should be considered as that team right now.
I got something to say. Georgia number one, right? You beat the number one team. What do they consider us? What does that consider us? But at the end of the day, that's out of our reach. But biggest thing we got to do is trust the process, keep getting better. But we beat the best team in the nation considerably. So what do y'all consider us?
Dale Jackson here for Yellowhammer Now, and nobody should ever care what I think about college football or sports in general. Two reasons why. One, it's not really my wheelhouse. I'll just be completely honest with you. Two, I'm a Florida Gator fan, and, college football's not really our wheelhouse, but that is what it is. I graduated from the University of Florida, but I have accepted for the next 10 years they will probably be nothing, and we're not going to the college football playoffs anytime soon. After what has happened this weekend in college football, though, I have to stick up for FSU, and I didn't think I would ever have to do so, and point out that they got completely screwed. And before I get into this, let me just say this. I'm thrilled with that, okay? It is the best bad decision that could possibly be made because, as a Florida fan, I hate two things, FSU and Georgia. And both of them got screwed by Alabama this week, and I'm cool with that. I'm absolutely cool with that. I'm thrilled to see Alabama going on and playing. They are the third team that I hate, but look, if you do a hierarchy, I'll take the third one over the first two, and that's exactly what happened. They're going to the college football playoff, and I think everybody knows they're probably the favorites to win the whole thing because Alabama just finds ways to make things happen. They brute force their way into absolutely everything. And with the exception of last year, that's pretty much been their story. And if you have been following this at all, look at what happened with Michigan when they found out they were playing Alabama. And I'm not talking about the fans. I'm talking about the players.
One spot, the other school plays Michigan. Number 5, heartbroken. Who's number 4?
And obviously, by this Yellowhammer News article, you can see that the fans aren't too thrilled either, and they shouldn't be, because, again, Alabama is probably the favorite. But I want to highlight one more thing before we accept that Alabama is in the college football playoff, and they're probably going to win the last version of this 14 playoff. Expand the playoffs now. Make it even bigger than 12. Go to 36, 32, 38, 39, 412. I do not care. More college football is better, even though some people will suggest otherwise. This is probably the most heartbreaking quote of the weekend, and it comes from FSU's quarterback. He says, look, I wish I would have broke my leg earlier. And you know what? Had he done that and the team had continued to win out, they probably would be in this, and Alabama would be out. And that highlights what the biggest problem here is and why Alabama benefited from the college football playoffs screwing over this team. The only knock on FSU is that their quarterbacks were out. They lost 2 quarterbacks. They were on their third string quarterback, and they still won. And for those of you out there who are Alabama fans saying, well, the best team, the best team, the best team. Let me just ask this question to you. If Alabama had lost 2 of their quarterbacks near the end of the season and they still won their conference championship, and the College Football Playoff Selection Committee said, sorry, I know they won their conference and they were undefeated, but they've lost 2 of their quarterbacks, so they're just not that good anymore. That's nuts. Why are we even playing the games? Let's just have a vote on who the best teams are each week based on the players that are available and declare people the winners then. I mean, Alabama would probably like that because they would probably win and be undefeated, and I don't think there's any question about that. But that's what happened here. And it's a screw job. I mean, let's just be real. I'm glad FSU got screwed. I hate FSU, and I'm glad to see Alabama in there because I live in the state of Alabama, and I like to see the state do good. So roll tide, I guess, in this situation. But let's not pretend that FSU did not get screwed here and Alabama benefited from it.